Hi, everyone. I hope that you are having a great day, and today I will be discussing the career strategy perspective. Beginning with the first question regarding the time frame for obtaining a career and what I want to do, I find the concept behind career goals to be so interesting because it is so personal and unique. Of course, you have others who desire the same career path as you, but beauty lies behind the backstories of why you each chose your career path. There are moments of comfort when you connect with people who have walked a similar path to your own, and moments of solidarity when you realize that no one's journey is perfect, and that you don't have to be something other than yourself to achieve your goals. With that being said, in my senior year of undergrad, I did my best to set some short term and long term goals for post graduation. Like many other college graduates, my goal was to find a job shortly after graduation and save for graduate school. If no job was appealing, then I planned to jump straight into graduate school with the institution that would offer me the best deal without having to pay a lot out of pocket. Either way, I wanted to be doing something meaningful and productive post graduation. The months crept by, and graduation was coming up fast, and I still did not have all of my ducks in a row like I initially planned. Next thing I know is graduation day. I remember praying before graduation and asking for confirmation that something would reveal itself, whether it be a job or a decision from a graduate school. I did not expect the turnaround to be so swift, as I was on the phone being offered a part time job not even 2 hours after graduation. I didn't have to apply for it, and it was based off of the recommendation of my former supervisor to a fellow colleague. All I needed to bring to the interview was a confident, positive attitude and a resume. I'm not saying this just to brag. I am just saying that when you are trying to achieve your goals, I'm a firm believer that when you help and serve others with a genuine heart, good things can happen for you when it is time. So it doesn't hurt to manifest yourself into that productive mindset and work to balance the need for self care and the care of others because you never know who may be listening or watching. So fast forward to a few years later, and here I am working full time in recruitment and admissions as the graduate admissions specialist. What my time in this position has taught me is that I would like to continue working in higher education for at least another 5 or 10 years, if not longer. My focus of career choices would likely align with either admissions, student engagement, or first year experience, otherwise known as FYE. From my perspective of working with admissions, I like seeing the mixed emotions of nervousness and excitement as students start their journey, and it can be self fulfilling to have played a role in kickstarting an important milestone. I have also learned through first year experience how important it is to make sure that first time students are properly acclimated to the college, while student engagement has shown me the dedication that it takes to make students want to return to campus the next semester. As for how I would make myself qualified for those jobs in FYE and student engagement, I am already doing what I can now. I am studying higher education administration and observing what these departments do in real time so that I can understand these departments through an administrative lens and assess what I could bring to the table and apply it to those areas. Regarding educational credentials, I currently have a bachelor's degree in psychology and I'm about 60% through the master's in higher education administration program. Will my current level of education get me an ideal job in higher education? With my experience in bachelor's degree, sure, it can get my foot in the door with the entry level position. But after speaking with other colleagues who have earned a master's degree or higher, if you want to be able to negotiate on certain things like salary, you'll have a chair at the table if you walk in with at least a master's attached to your name. I have witnessed colleagues receive a master's degree and they either request a reevaluation of their contract, they apply for higher paying positions, or they go apply for positions at other universities. On occasion, I go and take a look at the campus jobs for the University System of Georgia and see that the positions will be appealing to me, and the ones that hit the criteria that I look for require at least a master's degree or higher. So I am all about getting the credentials that I need to get to where I'm going. I don't really have a desire to do anything else outside of higher education unless it involves making me a lot of money without having to do a lot of work. Shifting to skills and experiences I currently have on my resume, those include customer service, computer and data processing, interpersonal skills, adaptability, capable of solo and teamwork, active listener, problem solver. The list goes on, and I also like to throw in my Clifton leadership skills as well, and my top five strengths include learner, restorative, strategic, includer, and positivity. I believe that these skills set a great foundation for what I'm already doing, but I know that if I ever want to pursue FYE or student engagement, then I will need to strengthen my leadership skills, presence, and public speaking skills. I can be a leader when the time calls for it, but I prefer to work in the backgrounds and make all of the magic happen that way. I do not desire to be the face of FYE. I do not desire to be the face of student engagement. I do not want to have to speak in front of people. However, I know that if I truly want to be successful in those areas, I will need to strengthen those skills. More organizational skills could also use a little work because, as many events and tasks that those departments have, organization must be up to par. Which is also why I think that having an interesting mix of Clifton strengths shows that I have potential. I just need to manifest and work on it. On occasion, I think about my professional plans a lot, and sometimes I write them down. I have it mostly in my head, but I can see how it could be beneficial to write it down. It's almost like creating a vision board. You must observe the progress, and seeing that progress can motivate you. It can also help you to see where you need improvement and how to adapt to improving the areas that may be lacking. I haven't created an official development plan just yet, but I do have the knowledge of how to create one. And what I do not know, the internet does, so I will figure it out. Moving on to the question about networking, I love the idea of networking. I just do not look forward to having to do it. Naturally, I'm an introvert, and sometimes my social battery can burn out quickly. When I have conversations with people, I try to put my all into it and contribute to the conversation, and that can be exhausting for me because I would much rather sit and observe other people as they talk with each other and contribute to the conversation when I have something to say. Lucky for me, my job requires me to get over myself and network with different departments, directors, applicants, and even families. The strategies that I use is starting with a smile first and to look attentive when people pass by. Whoever I make eye contact with, I speak out of courtesy, and if they need something, I encourage them to come over and talk. Or if I'm free to move around, I will gravitate towards them. I give social cues to show that I am actively listening, and when appropriate or if asked, I share personal experience or advice that they may not have felt comfortable enough to ask a director or a president about. I stress that there are no stupid questions and that they are free to reach out if they need anything. Here at GSW, quality hospitality is a must in my department, even if we encounter rude people. We do our best to turn that negative energy into something positive because we have to remember that they have arrived to campus and are upset about something. It is not us that they are mad at. We just happen to be the first line of defense for the campus, so we often receive the brunt of those emotions. Now, that took some time to get used to, but it does get easier. After the first few jitters wear off, I'm pumped and excited about meeting with people. But when I get tired of social interaction, I have to take a few minutes to myself and recollect. So that is why I say that I love the idea of networking. I just hate having to actually do it. Even in college, I would push myself to network when I joined student organizations. One year, I was selected to be the captain of the orientation team, and that experience was both exhilarating and horrifying. Because in that position on orientation days, students, families, faculty, staff, the service dogs, everybody is going to naturally gravitate to you because you're a central leader and you're supposed to know what's going on at all times with your orientation team and making sure that everyone has what they need because the other supervisors and directors, they'll be too busy. So, great experience. Would I do it again? Probably not. I remember how I used to be on my feet for hours. The longest I would sit down was during lunch, and I spent most of my time constantly floating around the campus to make sure everything was going smoothly. I will leave that type of stuff to our good young people with their youthful feet and energy because I have served my time in that regard. Lastly, do I take time to reflect on my career? I find myself reflecting the most when I either feel really motivated or when I feel that I'm burning out. I always question if what I'm doing matters or if it's even worth it. However, I stick with it because I still find fulfillment in what I do, and that may be because I'm blindly and unknowingly optimistic. I feel that I assess my time and experience when I reach slow periods in my job as well because I actually get a second to slow down and think about everything that I have done and what I plan to do. I also try to reassess myself on a semesterly basis because I have seen that taking the time to work on myself is how I get myself through those hard times. And the fact that continue to see the growth in the graduate programs with more people committed to GSW. It makes me feel good and it motivates me to want to be better and be that hand that someone needs to find their purpose in life with higher education. As far as pursuing other career goals, I haven't put a time frame on myself because I'm not in any particular rush to leave what I do now. I also have three very young toddlers, and they also need stability and consistency. So if I change career paths, it would definitely have to wait until they are much older, especially since I know that departments like FYE and student engagement can demand a lot of time and attention outside of office hours during their peak periods. So that is all that I have from my career perspective, and I hope that you enjoyed watching.